Hi, and thank you for joining me here at this phenomenal golf course in Spain, Finca Cortesín. Today we are covering the second video in this series looking at how you can get more distance through the bag. Today's video we're focusing on the irons. So welcome back to this phenomenal golf course in Spain, Finca Cortesín. This is the second video in a mini series looking at how you can achieve more distance through the bag. We have already covered in video one what you can do with your wedges to help you be more efficient and a little bit more consistent in your distance control and your direction. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it up here in the corner. It would be a good idea to watch that one first. So today we're talking about irons and how you can achieve more distance through your irons. So I found myself here on this 18th with around about a 6 iron into this par 5 green. Now if you're new to our channel, I would love you to be a subscriber. There is a link in the description box down below. If you'd rather wait to the end of the video, there's a clickable link. It's absolutely free. There's more videos coming each and every week helping you play some better golf. So what do we need to do to achieve more distance with the irons? Well, in this video, we're very much going to focus on what you can do with your current swing speed. So we're not going to do anything which helps you achieve more speed. What we are going to do is give you some things which will help you get more out of your iron shots, be more efficient. You know, I still coach on a day-to-day basis, and very rarely do I see a golfer who gets the distance that they should with their swing speed. So before we really look at increasing that swing speed, we'd like to just maximize the distance that you could achieve. So there's two things that we're going to cover in this video. One is just a club path drill, and the other one is looking at what we call dynamic loft, which is going to help your smash factor. So, club path. Why is club path important? Well, if you can imagine, I swing my golf club directly towards the flag in the distance, so my path is at the flag. The club face, hopefully, would also point towards the flag. That's going to help me achieve the biggest or the greatest smash factor. That's going to help me transfer the most energy from the club to the ball. If I'm a golfer who has the golf club working across the ball in, let's say, this fashion or this fashion, I will have to have, in order to make that ball finish anywhere near the green, I will have to have a disagreement between where the club path is and where the club face points. That disagreement creates curve, it creates an oblique strike, it doesn't help me get the most efficiency through to the ball, I can't achieve the same ball speed, and all those things mean I can't hit the ball as far. So the golfers who work the club very much across the ball are sacrificing distance. Now, we're not really going to go in this video exactly what you can do to really nail down the technical side of club path. What we are going to do is give you a super simple drill which is going to help you work towards improving your club path. Head cover. We've all got one of these, and we're going to place it somewhere relative to that ball depending on what you do. So for me, I tend to be a golfer who, and this might take a couple of seconds just to set this up correctly. Where's that flag? That's a little bit too far away. I'm a golfer who tends to have a club path which is too much to the right of my target. So if I was setting up towards this green, my club path would often be maybe just right of the green towards that bunker. So I've set this head cover in such a way that if I do that, I'm probably going to collide with it on the way down. So I'm setting up a practice station with feedback. If I hit that head cover, that tells me that I've moved my club out to the right. What would happen if I hit that head cover? Well, probably not a lot. But if I kept it there and I kept hitting shots and I kept hitting that head cover, my golf swing over time would evolve to the point where I would miss that head cover. Now, if you said to me 2 minutes down the line when I'm not hitting the head cover, what have I done? I probably couldn't tell you. I've not really done anything technical, but my golf swing has evolved because I set up some constraints during my practice. That's really important. If I didn't have the head cover there, I would keep swinging out to the right, nothing would change. So this first golf swing I'm going to hit would be a great little practice station for me to work on my club path because I've got a visual with a head cover, I've got some constraints there. It's going to help me move my club on a much better path through the golf ball. Now, ball flight actually started a little left and probably stayed a little left. So that would actually tell me my path was probably slightly left of target. So using the ball flight information, using that head cover, some great information for me about my golf swing. I know that I didn't swing out to the right, and a straight shot with no curve generally means we've transferred the most efficiency through to that golf ball. My smash factor was as high as it could have been. So let's move on to the second thing, which was efficiency of contact, smash factor, and controlling that dynamic loft. Now, unfortunately, we're going to start with some bad news. If you're not particularly good at controlling the dynamic loft, if you're not particularly good at presenting that to the ball and really improving your smash factor, it's incredibly difficult. there's a couple of reasons why I'm going to go through in this video. So this is something which will take a little bit of time. I would like you to do the drills that we're going to go through here in practice. Start off very slow, start to appreciate what those movements are that we're going to cover, and then build up to full speed. But this is not, unfortunately, going to be a quick fix. So we're going to talk very much about the lead kind of forearm, hand and wrist. And we're going to go through what it does from last parallel to impact. So I'm going to take my starting position, and I'm going to get myself down into this point here. So let's say I'm here in my golf swing. So you can see that I've got myself into a pretty good delivery position. I would now obviously need to deliver that club to the ball. So let's take the golf club away. I'm just going to focus very much on this lead hand. So what have I got at this point that I need to undo or change from here to impact? Well, I'm probably still going to have some wrist set. So the golf club would still be sort of cocked back here. So at some point from now to the ball, I would probably need to uncock my wrist. You can see that's kind of moving my thumb down towards the ground. I've also got my forearm rotated away from the target. So at some point I would need to rotate that forearm back so the logo on my glove is pointing more down towards that target. I would probably also need to take my wrist and add some bow or some flexion in it this way. So imagine if we were to measure in time how long it takes me to get from here to the ball, that's obviously a very, very short space of time. It's happening very quickly. But there's three things that have to happen. And if those three things don't happen, we struggle to really deliver that club efficiently to the golf ball. So here's the little drill I want you to do. We're going to take the golf club away, we're going to take the trail arm away. We're going to put you into this position here where you feel like you're pointing your thumb up towards over your back shoulder, and the logo on your glove is pointing away from you. And what you're going to try and practice is from here, whilst we're making a little bit of a body turn, I want you to feel as if you're taking your lead hand or arm and moving it in this fashion here. Okay, so what I've actually done, well, I've rotated my forearm, so my logo on my glove is pointing back towards the target. I've also added some bow because you can see how my wrist is arched, my fingers point more behind the golf ball. And I've uncocked my wrist because my fingers now point down towards the golf ball. That's more visible from this angle here. What I wouldn't do is from here, just rotate this way, because you can see how my thumb points out. I haven't uncocked my wrist, I've not added any bow. So that's very different. So we're going to go from here and we're going to rotate this way. So the fingers point down to the ground but behind the ball, and the logo points towards the target whilst also a little bit down towards the ground. From here we're going to continue that through, and we're going to very much feel like you can see the palm of your lead hand through here. If we take a lot of you at impact, you would be very much this way. If we took the lead hand off, you would see the kind of back of the hand. You wouldn't be able to see the palm of the hand because you've added loft and you've made that strike less efficient. So what would happen if we did that with a golf club? Well, that would look a little bit more like this. We're in this position as we rotate through. There's my delivery. Now again, if I take my lead hand off, you can see exactly where that hand is. This is what we just worked on a moment ago. What that's enabling me to do is get the handle forwards, produce a less lofted club at impact, but still get the club pointing at target. And that's the best way to really start to crunch those irons, compress those irons, get that real strike that we're all striving for. And if we can do those things, the result is more distance, which is kind of what we're covering in this little exercise. So if I did that at very, very slow speed with the ball, I would expect to see this ball roll along the ground with my 6-iron. So we're going to go to here. I'm going to rehearse it once, and then I'm going to do the same again, but just make the ball get in the way. And it rolled on the ground. So I'm trying to almost hit that ball as if it's a putt. I'm trying to really control the loft on the club to produce very little loft to make the ball roll on the ground. Even on that distance that's what, 20 yards, if you do that incorrectly, you'll add loft and you'll get a little bit of a ball flight. It won't be much, obviously, but you'll get a little bit of lift, you'll get a bit of bounce, and it might end up in the same place, but it's how the ball travels over this short distance. I want you to really make sure those balls are rolling like putts, because that is going to tell you that your lead forearm, your wrist, is working correctly. Right, as I said, that is not easy. That's going to take a bit of time, a bit of practice. But if you can do that, you will be able to hit the ball further, more solid. It's going to feel better, it's more enjoyable. And as well as all those things, you'll probably end up shooting lower scores. Right, let's see if we can hit one into this 18th. And certainly the strike felt superb. I hit the ground after the ball, the flight was good. That gives me all the information I need that I struck that ball well, I transferred the energy well, and the distance that I achieved was what I should do based on the swing speed that I currently have. So more distance with your irons, it's going to help you. It's going to mean you hit shorter irons into the green, you're much closer to the hole, you hold more putts, it's more enjoyable, you hit it further than your friends, all those things that we really want from our golf game. You can do that by working on those 2 little exercises that we did there. Right, thanks for watching. Usual stuff is down below. I have to say a huge thanks to this fantastic course Finca Court is in. If you're in the area and you want to play one of the top 5 courses in Spain, definitely check this place out. The hotel, the service, everything about this place is just super top notch. Definitely worth a visit. Usual stuff down below, as I said, comments box, like button, and also over here, subscribe link. If you're not a subscriber, we'd love you to be so. Hopefully we can help you play some better golf this year. Thanks for watching.